There was a time just a few months ago when we thought we cracked it. You could literally say, "Hey AI, build me a to-do app," and just like that, code appeared. No setup, no planning, just vibes. It felt like magic. We called it vibe coding. But here's the thing about magic. It's impressive until it breaks. People started realizing the code didn't scale. The APIs were hallucinated, tests were missing, and once you moved past a simple prototype, everything fell apart. Why? Because the AI wasn't actually thinking, it was just guessing. And that's where context engineering comes in. Instead of just saying build a to-do app, you tell the AI who is it for, what features it needs, how the code should be structured, which tools to use, and even what good output looks like. It's not about shouting instructions, it's about setting the stage. And once you do that, the results are on a different level. Today, you'll learn what context engineering is, how it works, and how to use it with a real hands-on demo. Here's what we'll cover. Feel free to skip ahead, but it all connects. First, we'll go through what context engineering is, why vibe coding broke our hearts, prompt engineering versus context engineering, the full ingredient list of good context, biggest challenges and proven fixes, and live demo. So let's get started. So first, let's start by understanding what is context engineering. Now, I'll give you an analogy of a picky chef. Imagine hiring a chef and only saying, "Make dinner for me," no ingredients list, no dietary notes, no guest count. The meal outcome is pure roulette. Now here, context engineering gives the chef everything needed. That is the ingredients in the pantry, the dietary notes, which includes no nuts, vegan friendly, past dinner so that we don't repeat, the preferred plating style. So basically, in AI terms, context is equal to rules plus data, memory, tools, and the desired output. Now, it's the engineered environment that lets in large language model reason and not guess. So context engineering in AI involves organizing and managing all the elements needed for a task, such as rules, data, memory, tools, and the desired output, which I already told you now. This helped the AI make clear, reliable decisions instead of just guessing. By providing all the necessary background information, context engineering ensures that AI can perform well in complex situations. To sum it up, it's the art of providing all the context so that the task is plausibly solvable by the model. But why did we even need this term? Because we tried the opposite. So now we'll understand why vibe coding failed and what we have learned. Let's rewind to early 2024. The AI scene was booming, tools were dropping every week, and developers everywhere were obsessed with something called vibe coding. The idea was to just tell your AI assistant vaguely what you want, like build a to-do app, create a landing page for my startup, give me a chatbot that replies like Shakespeare, and boom, instant code. It felt magical. No setup was needed, no thinking, no planning, just proper vibes. This was especially fun for hackathons, weekend projects, quick prototypes, that wow moment in front of friends or colleagues. And to be honest, it was addictive, of course. But that dopamine hit from watching the AI generate full code blocks with zero effort, incredible. But really hit hard once people tried to ship those projects or use them in real production. Let's now understand the problems with vibe coding. Now, while vibe coding felt like cheating the system, it turned out we were mostly cheating ourselves. Here's why. So the first problem faced was the hallucinated APIs. AI would confidently use functions, libraries, or endpoints that didn't exist. You would fetch a data function that was literally made up. Second was no scalability. Now, AI didn't use design the code base for future use. No modularity, poor file structure, zero comments or documentation. Then we had brittle tests or none at all. Now most AI-generated tests either didn't match the code logic, skipped edge cases, or didn't exist at all. So once the code needed to grow or evolve, it obviously collapsed. Now let's look at what the data said. Now, this wasn't just a gut feeling. Kodo released a major industry report, The State of AI Code Quality. And here's the stat that stood out. 76% of developers said they don't trust AI generated code without human review. Why? Because vibe coded projects often look at the first glance, it would break under pressure, and it would require more time to fix than to build from scratch. The core issue with vibe coding was based on intuition and not intention. You hope the AI gets it right, you assume the structure is okay, you skip the hard thinking. As a famous person once brilliantly said that intuition doesn't scale, structure does. So vibe coding is basically AI plus guesswork, and context engineering is AI plus planning, clarity, and with structure. So if vibe coding is just winging it and context engineering is all about building smart, then where does prompt engineering fit in? Let's clear that up next. Now let's understand the difference between prompt engineering versus context engineering. We'll break down in the simplest way possible with example stories and a comparison that actually sticks. Let's first look at the core difference. Think of prompt engineering like asking someone for a favor in one sentence, and context engineering, that's like handing them a folder with everything they need to do that favor well, not just once but repeatedly. Let's look at an example analogy, which is making a sandwich. Let's say you want someone to make you a sandwich. So in the case of prompt engineering, you would say, make me a sandwich. That's it, no details needed. They don't know if you're allergic to peanuts, if you like mayo, or if you're vegan. So what do you get? Probably a sandwich, but maybe not the one you wanted. Next, in the case of context engineering, you would hand them a sticky note that says, I'm a vegan, no onions needed, toast the bread, use the sauce from the top shelf, this is how I like it cut. Now, they're not just making a sandwich, they're making your sandwich, exactly the way you want it. Now, let's put that in AI terms. So first, we look at the feature. Now, in case of prompt engineering, the focus is more on like, have you asked a question? On the other hand, in case of context engineering, the focus is on everything around the question that includes data, rules, tools, and memory. The typical size of prompt engineering is like basically 1 to 3 lines. And in case of context engineering, multiple files are there, settings, examples, and proper instructions. Now, the main goal of prompt engineering is one decent response. But in the case of context engineering, it's a reliable system that works across step or task. Prompt engineering is useful for casual use, like for example, ChatGPT or question and answer. But then context engineering is useful in real applications, automation, and in AI agents. For example, in prompt engineering, you would say something like, write a clean Python to-do app. But in case of context engineering, you would say, add system rule, use TypeScript, include API docs, provide sample code, define JSON output format. The reliability of prompt engineering sometimes hit or miss. But in case of context engineering, it's more structured, predictable, and scalable. But why this matters? Because prompt engineering is great for one-time question, fast iteration. But then if you're building an AI chatbot, training a custom AI agent, you need context engineering. Because the AI needs more than just a question, it needs the full story. So now that we know the difference, let's break down the actual ingredients of good context. Imagine you're giving an AI assistant a task. Now the AI is not human. It doesn't understand things the way people do. It only knows what you give it right now. So if you want it to do a good job, you have to give the right information in the right way. That set of information you give the AI, that's what we call context. And just like cooking a recipe, good context needs few specific ingredients. If you forget even one, the AI might mess up. So what makes up good context? Let's look at each ingredient in simple, beginner-friendly terms. The first one is system instructions. This is just like the basic rulebook you give the AI. For example, you say always write a clean code. Use British English. Start every response with hi there. These are the universal rules that the AI should always follow no matter what the task you give it. The second one is the user input. This is your actual prompt, the question or command you give. Let's say for example, you say summarize this news article or build a weather app in Python. Simple, direct, and this is what kicks off the task. Third one is short-term memory, which is the chat history. Think of it like the conversation you had so far. If you're chatting with AI, you could say something like, "Can you write a report?" Then you say, "Make it shorter." The AI needs to remember the first request to understand the second. That memory of what you said, that's short-term memory or called chat history. Next, we have long-term memory. This is the memory from older sessions or saved preferences. Let's say, for example, you always want the AI to avoid using certain words, or you have already told it your name and the job title. Now, if you have shared this before and it remembers, that's long-term memory. Not all AI tools have this yet, but the best ones like advanced agents do have. Next is knowledge bases. These are the external sources of information the AI can use like documents, websites, or APIs. For say, example, you're building a health app. You link the AI to a medical database or PDF guide. The AI will search through the material and use it to give smarter answers. Next, we'll talk about the workflow state. This means where are we right now in a bigger process. Let's say you're building an app with AI. This first step would be planning, second step would be writing code, and the third step would include testing. Fourth step will be fixing the bugs. Now, if the AI knows which step it's on, it can focus better. Otherwise, it might try to do everything at once, and that often fails. One small problem is that the AI can't hold unlimited information. It has a limit, which is called the context window. So how do we fit in all of this without confusing it? That's exactly what we will talk about the next, which is the problems with context and the smart ways to fix them. When working with AI, giving it the right information called context is super important, but doing that isn't always easy. Here are a few common problems and simple ways to fix them. First is too much of information, not enough space. Of course, AI has a limit to how much it can read at once. Now, if you give it too much, it forgets or it gets confused. You can fix it by saying like summarize older or less important information to make space for what matters. Second is information overload. Dumping large chunks of unstructured text can overwhelm the AI. Then is wrong order of information. Now, if the most important information is hidden, the AI might miss it. Next is multiple sources, which confuses the AI. Now, if your project uses different databases or tools, the AI might not know which one to use. Then is messy memory. When too much random information is stored, the AI gets lost. So you can fix it by saying use memory blocks to organize what the AI remembers, like facts, past charts, or fixed rules. Now, these simple fixes help your AI give better, more accurate responses every time. Now, enough of the slides. I'll show you a demo with ChatGPT. So first, I've given a prompt to ChatGPT to create a project plan for launching a new website. So as you can see that the GPT has given me this answer, the project plan, the project overview, the goal, timeline, team, and the phases. You can see the phases. They have directly given me the phases. It has not explained in depth and detail. Now, we will use the custom GPT to add more context to this. So we can just head over to here and we can just select customize GPT, and then you can just name project and just enter this. I have entered that you are a project manager with expertise in website launches. Create a detailed project plan with deadlines for each phase considering the following. All right. And again, you can just add more information from here if needed. Now, this is the advanced ChatGPT capability. So I have also selected that and I'll click on save from here. Now, I'll click new chat and again, I'll ask the same question that create a project plan for me for launching new website. Let's see what it responds. So now, as you can see, it has given me project plan for launching a new website. And this is the project goal, and this is the phase 1 objective task. And it has also given me the day-wise time needed for doing each task. And this is the phase 2. It has also given me the milestone from here. So as you can see, it has divided the phases into many parts, and from here it can just look at the task and the number of day, the milestone achieved. So I'll just show you the difference between the ChatGPT customized using context and the normal ChatGPT. So this was a normal ChatGPT generic answer, which had given me the phases task and just the normal things without proper date timing. And when I used the customized ChatGPT, it gave me the objective, the task needed to do each phases with the days as well. So this is the kind of answer you can expect from ChatGPT when you use context engineering here. Also, just a quick information, guys. If you're interested in mastering the future of technology, then the professional certificate course in generative AI and machine learning is the perfect opportunity for you. Offered in collaboration with the ANICT Academy, IT Kanpur, this 11-month live and interactive program will provide you hand-on expertise in cutting-edge areas like generative AI, machine learning, and tools like ChatGPT, DALL-E 2, Hugging Face, and many more. You'll also gain practical experience through 15+ projects, integrated labs, and live master classes delivered by esteemed IT Kanpur faculty. So hurry up and enroll now and find the link in the description box below and in the pinned comments. So guys, that's a wrap up on this video. Now if you have any doubts or questions, you can ask them in the comment section below. Our team of experts will reply you as soon as possible. Thank you and keep learning with Simplilearn.
Staying ahead in your career requires continuous learning and upskilling. Whether you're a student aiming to learn today's top skills or a working professional looking to advance your career, we've got you covered. Explore our impressive catalog of certification programs in cutting-edge domains, including data science, cloud computing, cybersecurity, AI, machine learning, or digital marketing. Designed in collaboration with leading universities and top corporations, and delivered by industry experts, choose any of our programs and set yourself on the path to career success. Click the link in the description to know more.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.